Yeah, you got some good fights this weekend. They call this weekend a fight the Day of Reckoning, and so that's how big it is. And it's hosted by the Saudis, the Saudi Arabia people. And the thing is, I mean, it's got some very big names on it. It seems like this type of event can only be hosted by the Saudis. They the only one that can put up the money for this type of event. And it's been said that they've done some foul things allegedly, in the past to hire up the people that run the country. But for the most part, hey, I'll tell you what, it's been a treat. Some sporting events they put together. I know they've done one a big event in golf, big events, and then they've done big events in boxing, and this is one of them. I mean, you got on the main event in this particular boxing card, you got Anthony Joshua. You got Deontay Wilder on the same card. You got Dimitri Bivol on this card, the one who beat Canelo. You got Frank Sanchez, a beast heavyweight, Cuban, undefeated. You got Ja Apetue from Australia, cruiserweight, beast, undefeated. And you have Magmadov, Russian, beast. You know them Russians. I mean, they do not come to play. You got him. You have Daniel Dubois, and you got against Gerald Miller. Gerald Miller, the cheat, like to just talk and this and that. Everybody just can't wait to him to just get knocked out. He talk noise to everybody. And so you hoping Daniel Dubois can handle him. So you got big names. You got big names on there. And the thing is, you have Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. And Otto Wallin became popular because of the fight he had with Tyson Fury, where he gave Tyson Fury a tough fight. He messed up Tyson Fury's eye real bad to where people were thinking, hey, shoot, he's finna win by stoppage. Because, hey, they look like they're going to stop this fight. Tyson Fury's eye looked like it just kept getting worse. And so you thought it was going to, Otto Wallin was going to surprise everybody and just win off a stoppage. But, the fight continued all the way to the end. And Fury, edged out the W. And so, but yeah, Otto Wallin became popular with that. So he's fighting Anthony Joshua. I think Joshua wins, but Otto Wallin, he's talking. He said that he doesn't think Joshua fights like the same Joshua of old. He said he feels that he's not aggressive like he was and doesn't go for the knockout. And, so he's talking. He's talking. I think Anthony Joshua wins. I think Joshua last two fights, to me, he's shown that he's bringing a bit of that same style Anthony Joshua back, where he's aggressive and goes for the knockout. And so I think he wins. But, hey, Otto Wallin is talking, so we'll see. He's definitely game. He's not going to lay down. And so you have Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. And so with Joseph Parker, he's the one who gave Andy Ruiz his first loss. That was Andy Ruiz's first loss was against Joseph Parker. And, Andy Ruiz was the one who took Anthony Joshua's belts, surprised everybody and upset Anthony Joshua, knocked him down a couple of times. So, hey, that's Andy Ruiz. And Joseph Parker gave him his first loss. So he fights Deontay Wilder. And, it's one of those to where he's saying that it's his time. He's saying it's his time. Everybody's had their time and now it's my time. And so, he's talking like that. And, hey, Deontay Wilder's a knockout artist. Knocked out everybody he's been in the ring with. I mean, knocked down at least. Everybody he's been in the ring. Nobody he's been in the ring with that he hasn't knocked down. Only person he didn't knock out, if I'm not mistaken, was Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was the only one kept getting up. But everybody else, Wilder connected with that right hand, you going down and you ain't getting back up. And so, you have that fight. And I think Wilder, hey, I just got to think, I think he definitely, if he doesn't get knocked out, definitely think he goes down for sure. Think that right hand gonna connect. And so I think Wilder wins that fight against Joseph Parker. And the rest of the fights, I mean, are decent matchups. They're not huge matchups, but they're decent fighters. You know, Ja Petchaway, he got a decent opponent he's going up against. And, opponent that's coming to win, but Ja Petchaway should get it done. Bivol's going up against a decent opponent. And it's not a huge name that he's going up against, a big challenge, but somebody decent, somebody that's coming not to lay down. And so you have that. Frank Sanchez is going up against somebody decent. And it's definitely some good fights on the card. And like I said, with these type of names against decent opponents, it's like, hey, you're a fan of boxing, you tune in. Tune in with these names right here, because you got like 6 or 7 names that, hey, they're a headline on their own. You know, they're a headline on their own, and you got them just on the card. And like I said, I mean, the Saudis are the only ones that can put up the money to put on this type of event. And so if Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder handle their opponents, which, everybody think they will, but, who knows? It's boxing. Who knows? Then they have, I'm hearing they have something scheduled for them in Saudi Arabia in 2024. And so that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one if, they definitely take care of business. And, hey, them Saudis putting on events, man. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So it's definitely a good set of fights this weekend. And it starts out at 10 a.m. Central Time, because it's going to be earlier here because they're in Saudi Arabia. So the fights come on earlier here. So the fight card starts out at 10 a.m. Central Time. 10 a.m. Central Time. And so, in between that, you got the fights. And I think Frank Sanchez is the first one on the main fight card. So when you see Frank Sanchez fight, it's the start of the card. And the main event with Joshua and Otto Wallin, it's listed that they will hit the ring start walking out at about 5:45 p.m. So from the event take place at 10 a.m. Central Time to the main event at 5:45 p.m. Central Time is it's gonna be when the fights take place. And so, hey, it's gonna be a good weekend of fights. And hey, I'm just looking forward to it. Sit back and enjoy, man. Hey, shout out to the Saudis. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support.